really wanted to see how far I could get with this food business.
Yeah.
I want to see how far can I really make it.
My wife don't eat meat, and she said, "Oh, he made me want to revert back."
It's a battle of me overwinning my thoughts.
What it do, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of Talk Vibe Hustle, the podcast where we dive into the mind, the passion, and the hustle of today's most inspiring people. I'm your host, K Boogie, and for today's episode, we got somebody special. So special that me and this gentleman have never seen each other other than right now and the first time that we met. First time we met, I'm walking through the airport. You know, I'm fly. I wasn't fly, but I was in my airport attire. I bumped into this gentleman, man, and he had on some nice kicks, and I'm a big person on complimenting people on their kicks and their outfit when I'm in public. So I seen this gentleman, I complimented him on his shoes, and then he proceeded to turn and tell me, "You got it on too, brother." And you know when another black man come at you like that, it's gonna be nothing but good love right there. So without further ado, we have a master of his craft right here. This gentleman right here is taking food, catering, and private chefing and turned it on his head. He has been nominated by Bham Now as one of the best private chefs in this city, okay? He's on his way to even more. Please welcome Markeith Sutton.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
Like I said, man, I'm glad to be here, man. It's a blessing to be here, man.
I'm glad to have you on the show. And like I said beforehand, man, I'm really glad that you are an inspiring person. I love to see what you do. Every time you post some food on social media, you reminded me that I haven't eaten in the past 24 hours. So I go in there and I have a meal. I appreciate you, man. The first thing I really want to get into, man, is I want to know about your start. I want to know where your beginnings came from. I want to know it all. Give it to me.
Man, this was around the pandemic time, man. I was working at Mercedes for a good little while and stuff. So, it was one of those situations where I've been knowing how to cook. I've been learning how to cook from my grandmother, so I've been knowing how to cook. Man, like I said, I'm Mercedes, and when the pandemic hit, I was like, man, what can I do to spend some time, not just being bored all the time? Man, it just shot with it. I just took out with it, selling plates and stuff, so I started posting stuff on Facebook, and it just was going on ever since then. It just, just grew over time.
So it wasn't even something that was a childhood dream, or was it something that you leaned down as a kid, but you was like, eh?
I leaned on it because I remember at my great-grandmother's house, it used to be me and my cousins. They were down at my great-grandma's house, and I used to cook food like biscuits or, different little sausages and stuff like that. And then every time it was time to eat, my grandparents come pick me up to take me to take me. So my other cousin got left with all the food at my great-grandma's house. So, and that's where it really just started from, man. Just, just me cooking for my cousins at my great-grandma's house. And I just remember growing up, my granny just telling me, hey, you ain't gonna always have a woman around all the time, so you need to learn how to cook for yourself. And that's just, where it went to with that. And my granny, she used to actually sell food. A lot of like barbecue and cakes and stuff like that. So, it's just always been around me, but I just never knew that I was gonna take off so far with it.
Bro,
so
take off, and you taking that time and went really far with it, man. I was sitting back one night. This is when the first time I was telling my wife about you, man. We pulled up your page, and I guess you were doing like an event at somebody's crib, and it was just you like running around the kitchen cooking. Mm-hmm. And then the final results, my wife don't eat meat, and she said, "Oh, he made me want to revert back." I'm like, stop, man, stop. That's crazy. So you never dove into going to school for this? Wow. Self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught.
So first thing first, I think when I looked you up, of course I got to do my little bit of research. I went on Bham Now, and one of the things that they talked about was your egg rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the inspiration? Because I lived in the DMV for a while, and Philly cheesesteak DMV, it's like a staple in the DMV. Almost every Chinese food place got it. That just blew my mind to see that. I'm like, because I know Cuz didn't say he was from the DMV. So what's up with that?
Man, it's just one of those situations. I seen somebody doing a Philly cheesesteak, but then they did a egg roll. I said, you know what? Let me try to do a Philly cheesesteak egg roll. Did it, and it's just been going on there since then. Like, I do a lot of different food.
Yeah.
I do more than one type of egg roll, but it's like number one is like the steak or chicken Philly egg rolls.
That's crazy. What would you say is the more difficult part of what you do?
The most difficult part is the setup and the breakdown on when I do catering and stuff like that. That's about the only hard part.
Okay.
Yeah.
What makes it hard?
I feel like what makes it hard is doing all the setup, like having to make sure everything just placed right.
Okay.
And just the breakdown, just, after you do all that cooking and catering to your service people, so to your customers, then at the end of the night, you be so tired, you had to, still do the breakdown and, take everything down. But other than that, that's pretty much the harder because I love what I do.
That's got to be a blessing to wake up and do what you actually love to do. Yes. So did you stop doing Mercedes right after it started kicking off or what?
It took a minute, man. Okay. It was like one of those situations where I loved working at Mercedes. Loved it. It wasn't, a bad job. Mm-hmm. It was one of those situations like, man, I want to go for my passion, but I know I need money. My thing is like God showed me what real faith was, man, and believing and standing on Him. So that's who gets all the credit, really, man. Yeah.
All the time. How was it doing what you're passionate about and simultaneously working a job, like a 9 to 5? Because for me right now, I've had the same career for 11 years. I love my job. I don't like the job I'm doing right now, but I love my job and my career. I'm so passionate about this, and I see it going in a positive direction lately that it's hard to do my 9 to 5 now. Yeah. It's actually extremely hard to do my job. So how was that for you?
It was real tough.
Okay.
It's just one of those situations where I had to end up leaving one of them.
Yeah.
And the choice was to leave Mercedes at the time. I really wanted to see how far I could get with this food business.
Yeah.
I want to see how far can I really make it.
Yeah.
But me being at Mercedes kind of like pulling and holding me back from, going so far to see how far I can really make it, man.
Yeah. That's kind of where I am right now. It's like I kind of feel like I'm being held back a little bit. Because, the time that I spend throughout the week doing my actual job, I could be just, doing podcasting. But in actuality, I realistically can't because the studio is usually used during the week. My cameraman is very busy throughout the week. So, in actuality, I can't really do it that much. But it's it's there, though. The burn and the passion is there. I hurt myself, and at first I was like, oh, man, I ain't going to be able to record. But then I'm like, man, the hustle don't stop.
No.
You know what I'm saying? The hustle don't stop. Shoot, man, it ain't nothing but a minor setback for a major comeback is how I look at it.
Oh,
so, I went word. You know what I'm saying? You and I kind of briefly talked about you having a stroke at one point. So run me through that because I believe you told me you had that while you were at a customer's home.
Yeah, I was actually doing I was at a client house. I just remember over the stove, cooking, and my left hand was in the pan. And it got hot, and I jumped back. So I jumped back, I'm like, what's going on? So, once I did that, start by cooking. It fell back in the pan again. And so I jumped back, I'm like, what's going on? Not knowing what's going on, but I'm like, what's going on? So I ended up asking my client, can I use the bathroom? But I stumbled on my foot, and I was like, on my foot, but I was just, asking her to go to the bathroom. She's like, yeah, go to the bathroom, bathroom around the corner, whatever like that. When I was going to the bathroom, I stumbled over again, but she said she kind of looked at me like, what's going on here? So went to the bathroom, and I coming out the bathroom, my husband was standing maybe a little bit back from you, but he was straightening the table up a little bit. And I was falling, but I caught the wall, and he ran up on me, and she's like, I knew he had a stroke, and called paramedics. And so she called the paramedics, they came over, man, and, they just kept talking to me, trying to make sure that, I was still alert. That's how that situation went, man.
Wow, man. I know that must have been surreal almost because like you said, falling into the pan, I know that's like I know how I am about when something weird goes on with my body. I'm super what the fuck, and I'm not really the type of person to voice that to other people.
Yeah.
I'm more so let me go over here, step to the side and see what the fuck going on. Mm-hmm. So for you to go off and do the same thing, then come back and be like, holy shit, nah, this is something serious. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man. I'm glad to see that you didn't let that stop you. Nah. My wife has had 3 strokes in 1 year. That was the year that she found out she had lupus. And thank God that the last stroke she had, she was at the hospital when she had it. She was there with a client, taking them there because they didn't have a ride to and from the hospital. So she was just so happened to be there. And she's the type of person, like I am, if something's wrong, I'll just shake it off and keep pushing. So she would stumble, same thing you were saying, she stumbled, then caught herself, then stumbled again, and then the nurse was watching her, and she called her the 3rd time, and she was like, sit down, let me talk to you for a second. Yeah. And sat there with her, and sure as shit, she had a stroke right there on the spot. Understanding or starting to understand that from my perspective, that's so crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I think that that's amazing, and I think that's why you're so inspiring. It's Ann. Yeah, every time I talk to you, Ann.
Oh yeah, man. It's one of those situations, man. I had a lot of male figures around me that believe in being a man and just stand up and just, being a man. Mm-hmm. So, type of people, just don't let stuff stop them from what they got to do.
Yeah.
So for me, seeing those male figures in my life like that, it really helped me out as well growing up and just say, hey, look, you're a man, things might happen, but you still had to have adversity, man. So, you still had to, turn the switch to keep on going and keep on hustling, man.
Persevere.
Oh, yeah.
And to push through that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest, man, a lot of kids and young folks these days, I don't know if they got it.
Nah.
It don't seem like it, man. It seems like every time something small go wrong, their whole world come crashing down. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I have my moments where it's like, shit, man, ain't none of this shit going. You know what I'm saying? I hate my job. I can't do the podcast all the time. Oh, yeah. But then, God woke me up this morning. He could have chose not to, but he woke me up this morning. So I'm going to treat every day like it's my last, and I'm going to live it like it's a blessing, because it is.
Yeah, it really is.
It definitely is. So what's been your favorite event that you've catered so far?
My favorite event?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. I had some, man. When I went to Hawaii to cook for some people, so I think that was the best experience.
They flew you out?
Yeah,
you got flued out?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's big dollar.
That situation, I feel like I say that was the most major one. So yeah.
What was the event? Was it like a wedding or something?
No, it was a birthday. Yeah, she was doing for her daughter for her birthday. So.
God, dog, and flew the private chef out for the birthday.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
Man, we was there for like a week.
We.
Yeah.
He said we. He was part of the group. They all got cool together, saying we. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm tell you right now, I was gonna hire you, but I ain't got money like that. I got some, but not like that. Holy hell, Batman. Who does that? That's tough. So what was the worst one? You ain't gonna say no names.
Well, I can say the worst one to me, a person paid me the deposit. But when I got there, everything else like, I don't have the other half.
Ooh.
So I was like, what? So I packed my shit and but that situation like that, what's the worst. That kind of probably could have did like, hey, call me like, a day ahead or something like that, let me know what's going on, stuff like that. Then we could have worked it out, but for me to get there.
I kind of feel like when people do stuff like that, they expecting you to just stay anyway because you didn't already got there.
Yeah.
I would have cashed out that money back or however back, and I'm all.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of you done bought all this food. So, okay, now I got a bunch of questions now about how all of this works. So, do you buy the food beforehand?
When I do catering or private stuff like that, I do a deposit.
Mm-hmm. And
the deposit, more likely than half of that will go towards the food, the day of whatever I need to buy and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Damn. I'm at a point in my life financially where, a private chef sound cool as fuck and, a good idea. But, I got to convince my wife. So the price can't be crazy. But, that's my dog. I got to support him, right? Duh. As you move on in your journey, do you have any other chefs that inspire you? Or was this just all of, you?
There's a few chefs that inspire me. Even with the ones that's, sitting on main stages, like Gordon Ramsay, Bobby Flake, all those guys like that. They really inspire me too. But it's a chef here in Birmingham, man, I want to really collab with, man, because we see each other through Instagram. We like each other stories or post stuff like that, and his name is Chef Smiley. That's one person that's locally that I do want to collab with one day.
Chef Smiley. So what does collabing look like for chefs?
Man, just really trying to do maybe do an event or do a tutorial food, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I ain't never thought about that before. Have you done some events and you was just like, I'm never doing this again? Because I imagine somebody didn't hit you for a kid's birthday party. You was like, I ain't never did no kid. Did you get there? You was like, hell nah.
No, I mean, it's just so much of the passion, man. It's just, I don't really be thinking about it, bro. It's just I be having fun and just trying to give a person the best experience of, what I do for a living.
You do.
Yeah.
Damn, man. You been hitting it out the park, too. So do you prefer to be at other people's house? Have you ever, prep stuff and take it to them? I guess that's catering, I guess. So do you prefer catering versus being the private chef?
Man,
or it don't matter?
No. I mean, it really don't matter, but if I had to pinpoint and say, which one would I just do just totally like that, it'll be the private chef. I feel like to me personally, a person can get a better experience of the taste of my food with me cooking at their house and then serving it to them, versus me being at a commercial kitchen, transferring it there, then taking to the situation like that. So
that make more sense anyway. Because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I would prefer you to go from bam to bam in the crib versus wherever you are, wherever you just came from. wherever you just drove in, then you dropping it off to me. I see what you're saying. That's dope. Have you done any celebrities or anything like that?
I'm working. I'm gonna keep it hush hush, man. I'm working on one right now, trying to get everything settled down and stuff like that. So it might be real soon. Well, I might be saying something about making some food for somebody, man. I got something in work right now, so
I got a couple homies that's in the NFL from the city too.
Okay.
So I was gonna slide your number their way. You know what I'm saying? If that was something you was interested in,
man. Sure, man.
For sure. Say less. I got a couple questions about your hustle.
Okay.
What keeps you going?
Man, me having a stroke and me knowing that it could have been worse.
Okay. So when you have a time where it's like you feel like you want to quit though, do you ever have that? This ain't it, this ain't working for me.
Nah, it's just one of those things where, everybody human. Mm-hmm. You had those thoughts like, man, I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. Mm-hmm. But, it's just a battle of me overwhelming my thoughts.
Yeah, it's me versus me every time.
Yeah.
Dang. So I want to jump into the article that Bham Now did. How did they approach you about that?
They said somebody gave them my information, but we had a over the phone interview, and she was like, we did our research. That's how we got you to where we got you now.
And what did that do for you? The article,
man, it been tremendous because I had a lot of people get in contact with me through emails. I did somebody private chef service. It was some Lodge brothers came from Chicago. They got my information off of Birmingham Now. And I did somebody from Louisiana, from Georgia. Wow. So it's really profitable, though.
Dang, that's God right there. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
When I went to find the article, I ain't like that they featured you last as a black man. We're going to talk about that later, though. When I was sitting there reading the article, I was kind of thinking to myself, that's kind of wild that they found you like that. Because I'm like, dang, how they do this? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I think it's a beautiful thing what they do. But I also noticed on your Instagram page you were nominated for other things. Do you mind sharing what those were?
I was only trying to do a nominee to go on like the Iron Chef.
Okay.
And so I was doing that contest, basically like a voting contest, something like that. What made me get out of the contest, man, I forgot to do some email stuff. So yeah, I actually played myself on that one. So that's the situation on that one. So
mine is setback.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. That's crazy to be that close though. That it's kind of like it's God letting you know you at least going in the right direction. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like that opportunity could have not came. That opportunity could have not presented itself. You could have not gotten as close as you did. But that's God letting you know that you at least moving in the right direction. When we started doing this podcast, man, we had a guest on here and she got everything going for herself. Yeah. Like TikTok, 1.7 million followers. Instagram, 500,000 followers. Got a lot going on. Yeah. And after we were done with the podcast, she was like, I want to be involved. And I'm like, whoa, that just let me know we doing something right here. For somebody to have so much going on, to be in a positive space and in a place where I don't really need what you got, what you offering, but I want to be involved. That's one of those things. It's like, yep, you're doing it right. That's a beautiful thing to see that at least God gave you the sign that you at least in the right field. So what's the bigger vision you have for yourself? What's the final end goal here?
What I want to do and trying to do, I'm trying to do more traveling and cooking. Okay. So it's like just by learning, like, want to go to different countries and stuff and learn different cuisines and try to master cuisines like that so I can come back and implement the real authentic way to do stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't like to play with it. If I'm going to learn how to do some cuisines, I'm going to do it the right way. So, I just want to do it that way like that and just learn how to do the things the real authentic way. I don't like, I like making stuff from scratch. So.
Okay. Have you seen the show The Bear before?
No.
What? It's a cooking show. It's about a chef. He goes to Chicago and learns under this 5-star Michelin chef. And he learns up under this dude, and he becomes like the sous chef in the kitchen at this nice restaurant. Yeah. The main character in the show, his family owns a restaurant in Chicago, and they known for like Italian dipped beef sandwiches. His brother passes away, and he leaves him the restaurant. Mm-hmm. So the show is essentially about him coming back and dealing with like a bunch of family BS, but like trying to get this restaurant. He wants to take it from a place of being not a Michelin, but a around the corner sandwich shop to a Michelin star worthy restaurant. You sit back, and I never understood what it took to be in a real M&F kitchen.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Like the way that they talk to each other. Yes, chef. I was saying I gotta get that going in the house with the kid upstairs. Yes, chef. But it's dope, man. But that show really gives you a very good insight on what it is like to be in a kitchen. Because for me as the consumer, when I say I don't want tomatoes, In my mind, that sound easy. But then in the actuality in the kitchen, they didn't prep the sauce with the tomatoes this morning. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Prep work was done. When you get to places, do you run into issues like that where it's like, bro, I done did X, Y, and Z in prep, and you telling me this now?
Oh, yeah, man. I done ran into situations like that. Like, you have people that have allergies and stuff. Yeah. That's to explain why I like to do stuff at the house instead of doing before. Then I get them like, oh, man, but see what I start doing in situations like that, I ask them, hey, do we have anybody that's allergic to anything? What you don't like, so I go more to detail because I didn't have ran into those situations, but I didn't learn, hey, go ahead and put these questions out there so you can know ahead of time. Yeah, so,
that come with learning the business and doing it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So can you please tell me what is up with this whole lamb chop craze? I feel like in the past 2 years, everybody and their dad have been either wanting lamb chops or ordering lamb chops or added it to their menu.
I think it's one of those things that was a trend.
Okay.
And that's what it really was. But, man, I had so many people say, like, I don't like these lamb chops. I like, certain lamb chops. But I'm sitting back looking like, so what the people doing to lamb chops that y'all don't like them like that? But I think a lot of people say, like, it still be tough and stuff like that. But it's just techniques that you have to know. Yeah. That make sure that it's cooked, cooked the proper way and tender. So,
And this is a question from my wife. Yeah. She vegan. Yeah. She said she want to know what meal would you make? If she was to ask you to come through.
If I come through, make a meal?
It can't be too good because she be tackling like she going to leave me. So if it sounds too good, I ain't going to tell
her. I would do something simple, but then I think I won't do nothing so simple. I'll do her like a no meat plant-based burger. Mm-hmm. And I actually do like a real good cauliflower wing. Okay. So I know she'll probably love those too as well. So yeah.
She is a hater right now. Because since she didn't stop eating meat, like certain foods, she missed crunches, like a good crunch to some good chicken. So now I can't tell her what you just said. See what you did there? You did that to yourself, man. Towards the end of the interview, I have 3 questions that I like to ask the guests. And these questions, I want you to think about them, but don't think about them that seriously. Okay. Let's say 5 years from now, your 5-year self from now self walks in that door. Future you. You got 2 questions to ask him. Go for it. Caveat before you answer this question while you're thinking about it. If you want to ask yourself about your physique, you can do that. If you want to ask if the weight loss journey worked, you can ask that. If you want to describe to us what you're going to look like and apparently what you're going to be wearing, you can do that because we've had people do that. By all means, go for it, brother.
Well, my 2 questions would be, how did he overcome the struggle for success going through a stroke? My second or last question would be to him is, those times were hard, how do you keep on pushing?
I think those are great questions. Yeah. I appreciate you not going off the course with that. Because when people was on the tangent over here, I was like, wow, that's crazy. One girl asked, she said, girl, did the Ozempic work? I said, dang, that's crazy. Okay, if we was to edit a photo of your song that would the best describe what your journey has been like up until this moment, what will it be?
That's a good question.
That's my goal for every interview now. Is at some point or another, I need the guest to say that was a good question.
Yeah, that was a good question. That was blank. It was blank, but it's a serious thought.
But it's thought provoking. Yeah. The reason why I want to know it is because it puts into perspective all your pain, all your joy, all the times you've probably been happy, times you've been sad, or just the biggest emotion that's in your heart throughout your entire journey. It kind of gives me a perspective because a lot of these people, some of these people I didn't want to listen to the song after on my ride home and be like, wow, okay, interesting. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really trying to think of that song, like that song, you know. But I love music though, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Got us a music head in the building, so you know this song will come from the depths of his mind, right?
Yeah, that's why that's why I like just thinking like super hard because I want to give the best song that really says about me.
Mm-hmm. You want to give me more than one?
I'm still trying to think of one to give because I got so many songs. I'm trying to see what song will really just vocally speak what my journey been. Yeah. So it's like. I'm trying to think about R&B, but then I'm thinking about rap. So, you know, it's just, I'm really thinking about it like right now. What's the name of that Meek Mill song? Is it Nightmares or Dreams?
Dreams and Nightmares?
Yeah. Okay. Kind of feel that song, you know.
Okay.
Because it's like I'm battling with dreams, But I'm also going through nightmares about things in my life. So
Okay.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
Hey, that's the second time now I knew that song right off the rip, man. Okay. So now that you've sat here in the chair, you sat through an interview with me. Hopefully at this point your nerves are completely gone and you are super comfortable. Who do you think the next hustler should be to sit in that chair?
The next hustler.
Yeah.
Oh man, and it's so crazy that we're talking about that, man. Because rest in peace, man. The Fat Charles, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what?
That's the person who I really would say I would want to sit here.
I didn't know
and
that.
yeah, he's the person I would say I would want to be the next hustler to sit in the chair with Fat Charles, man. Because me and him said things to each other on in the inbox, stuff like that. You know, this before it even got to the point where we both are right now. It's just like when we first started during the pandemic. I remember seeing him just about 2-3 days before he actually passed away.
Yeah.
I seen him in Restaurant Depot. And we had a talker, man. We was talking about doing some collabing with each other and stuff like that, you know, and we was picking up on where we left off from the inbox a while back. But yeah, that's who I would really say, man, that's who I really would say my heart want here, sitting in the chair.
Does he have his family still got him the business rolling, correct?
Yeah, I think his brother and his wife still running things for him. So they still, you know, doing pretty good. I see them, you know, through social media and stuff like that. So yeah, they still pretty doing good. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have to figure something out anyway though to get something for him specifically because I would love to do that. I didn't know that he passed away. When was this, if you don't mind me asking?
I can't say what date it was. I want to say it's maybe like close to a month, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't want to be, you know, just put a number out there and not being correct. You know. I think it's been close to about like a month.
Wow, I didn't know that. Damn, condolences to him and his family, man. Prayers go out to them.
Oh yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. Nonetheless, I want to say that this has been an amazing interview. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come up here. Let everybody know what you got coming out. Let everybody know where they can find you. Go for it, brother. This is your time.
Man. You can find me on Facebook as Markeith Sutton, Chef Mark. You can find me on IG, Markeith Sutton, and you can find me on TikTok, Mark22, man. I'm on YouTube, too, as well. I'm trying to get that going and growing. And it's up on Cooking with Mark. So, yeah.
Well, there it is, people. That's been another episode of Talk Vibe Hustle. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.